Hello everybody, welcome to Womenlines show. Today we are having our influencer for Naturopath Ketki Vinayachandra. She is a nutritionist, naturopath and herbalist trained in Sydney. We are going to discuss on the topic of coronavirus. Everybody is scared of that, isn't it? So we want Ketki to share about how we can build up immunity and how we can beat the virus and safeguard our families. Welcome Ketki to the show.
Thank you, Charu, for having me.
So can you please talk a bit more about yourself with the audience?
Sure. Like you said, I'm a naturopath. I had my own health issues when I was young, and I tried everything, and I decided to go heal myself. So I'm trained as a naturopath, a clinical naturopath in Sydney for 4 years, and I came back in 2006, and it's almost 15 years now I've been practicing. I have my own practice.
Okay.
Also, I'm a keynote speaker. I have trained the local pharmacists. I've done talks at the hospitals, been on media, TV, radio, and love the part of educating people. And I run my own online health and wellness business where I provide solutions for my global client base because sometimes they're all over the place. So this is easy. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I do. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's so inspiring and amazing to know the experience you're having. Wow. So yes,
Thank you.
Please share some tips. Right now, virus scare is across the globe. And to me, the concern comes how I build up immunity for my family. So please share some tips with the audience.
I mean, look, it's unfortunate that it's quite scary. It's going around everywhere. And, you know, the thing is that, okay, so in the medical fraternity have been saying that one of the things is that wear your mask if you're not well, and all the personal hygiene part, you know, hand contact, very important. Your face is sacred. Make sure that your hands are always washed and clean before you touch your face, because the entry points are through the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, right? So that's, you want to be very, very careful.
Okay.
Anything. So keep washing your hands every hour if you can, or with a hand sanitizer. So I'm not going to go into that part because that has been spoken again and again in the media everywhere.
Great.
Now, yeah, and we also know that there is no known cure, no medication. The scientists worldwide are racing to find a vaccine, which we don't have one right now. It will take months before a vaccine even comes out. So meanwhile, in Singapore itself, we know it has kind of gone into the community a bit. We're very blessed to have a fantastic country who's really, really doing solid work and really containing and doing very close contact tracing. But and there is a lot of videos out there. So what I want to share today, I actually spent some time doing this chart. I know it's a bit scribbled, but it's my own words, right?
Don't worry.
Hopefully you can see it. So we are talking about 2019 coronavirus, the novel virus. Why is it novel? Because it's new. We don't know what the virus is. Now, virus, there are many kind of mutations. SARS was an example of a coronavirus, but this is a mutation of the virus. So scientists don't know what exactly this virus is, hence no vaccine. Now, virus are the bad guys.
Correct.
So what virus does is that they break down your cells, and then what they do is that they break down your cell and they actually hijack your DNA. The DNA, you know, every cell, the DNA, the genetic, they hijack the DNA, it leaves the cell broken and vulnerable, and then their methodology is to replicate very, very, very quickly, crazily, and then the person breaks down, right? So that's what the virus does. It breaks down your cells, it hijacks your DNA, and it replicates and multiplies crazily. Now, virus is opposite from bacteria. When you have an infection of this bacterial, doctors will be giving you antibiotics. But in virus, no antibiotics would work. We also have good bacteria. It's very important to have good bacteria. I'll come to that. The good bacteria in the stomach, we say 80% of the immune system is also in the digestive system. So it's very, very important to take the right probiotics, because you are giving the probiotics a good home to live in your stomach.
Correct.
In return, the bacteria, the good bacteria, what it does, they give you good vitamins. They help you create good vitamins inside, but you must give it nutrition. for it to help you produce good vitamins, and it gives you good immunity. Unlike virus, it will hijack your cells and it's just out to attack.
Okay.
Right? So that is the background. Now, what we have, interestingly, I've been doing a lot of research, and what we have found, and this is something as a naturopath, I've been talking about this all along. If you see all my videos before, I've always said sugar up, immune system down. And this time, it is confirmed that basically the virus actually feeds on cellular glucose.
Okay. So that's the reason the sugar has to be.
No, hang on. It feeds on cellular glucose.
Okay.
So flu virus depends on the cellular glucose. Okay. So if you have high cellular glucose, the flu infection rate is higher.
Take a note, friends. Cut off.
So this is very important, right? We're coming down to the nutrition part, which I'll cover later. Okay. So what you do is that, so what do? You do the opposite. Do not eat foods which are high glycemic index, high glycemic load. Go for ketone kind of diet. That means high protein, low carb diet.
Can you give some examples of such fruits you're talking about? Which shouldn't be taken, which should be taken?
No, it's very obvious. What is high protein and low carb means? Change your food portions, right? We tend to eat a lot of carbs. Okay. You got to cut down your carbs, eat whole grains, and eat more protein. You want low carb because carbs turn into sugar. Okay. Even if it's whole carbohydrate like brown rice, it will still turn into sugar. So there is a whole topic on this, which we'll not cover here. So now what I want to just give a big picture right now, because we have only about 10 minutes you mentioned to me.
Yes.
So more importantly, what interesting is that when we talk about high glucose and cellular, it increases your infection rate for flu. You want to do the opposite. That means have low cellular glucose and then have a ketone diet. And when you do high protein, low carb diet, it's actually going back to the fundamental thing about weight management.
Okay.
That is what we've been talking about the whole time. Now, the doctors and the medical fraternity, interestingly, have also said people with weak immune system, people with heart disease, specifically diabetes, and high blood pressure, are high risk people to become vulnerable to this virus, including those who have asthma and respiratory issues. Now, I have an underlying asthma, so I have really took a lot of herbs during this period. I actually had fever and flu and bad throat 2 weekends ago. And honestly, I was worried, really worried because of this virus. And what I did, I just increased my dose of antiviral herbs and supplements. And I honestly, within a day, the fever was gone and I'm recovered. Awesome. So now back to this point. So what I'm talking about is, so even when we talk about diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, it's all related to weight gain as well. Right. So one important thing is that you need to go back to an ideal BMI and the right fat to muscle ratio. Otherwise, it can, leave you more vulnerable to infections, right? And diabetes people, you have to be very, very careful. There are certain things you can do, like really look at weight management and certain specific herbs to manage your glucose lipid levels. In fact, I just had a friend who was urgently calling me. She said her mom had diabetes, she was stable, and suddenly now her whole thumb has gangrened and she's gone for surgery and they might need to amputate. And what is worrying is that she's in the hospital, and this is the last time you want to be in the hospital where this virus is floating around everywhere.
Now nobody wants to go there.
Yeah, so that's one. And older people are weak. The older we are, the more vulnerable the vulnerability increases. You notice in the papers, they say the young ones don't seem to get so infected. It's the older ones as well. Apart from also cancer patients, right? So you want to take care of that. And when we take care of that, if you are on a lot of medications, the medications is just to stop your symptoms. It's not really going to address the root cause. So guys, it is the right time. It's a wake-up call for everyone in the world to look at your health, to boost your immune system, because and get on to good nutrition. And let me just talk about nutrition. Yes. You need to eat the right food, the right veggies and all that. But at the end of the day, clinical studies already show that you're not going to get enough through your nutrition because soil quality has depleted. compared to 50 years ago. Mass production, soil erosion, pesticides, chemicals.
Yeah.
We, in Singapore, for example, we transport our veggies. By the time it reaches to the warehouse, the retail, our fridge, and we cook it, nutrition is lost in the process. So the thing is that it's very, very important to also take very good vitamins to supplement and up your nutritional status so that it actually builds up your immunity and fight free radical stress. Now, Charu, you know that for us, I mean, in my, we do have a machine that scans your immunity ability.
I agree. That's something.
And that measurement is so important even more now, right? Yeah. So if anybody wants to know, can talk about, can catch up with us later on that.
Yeah, they can.
And the other thing, we want to talk about nutrition, weight management, gut immunity. So having a good, remember, good probiotic is very, very important because it's going to help you actually make the vitamins more effectively and efficiently. Now, a lot of people say, what about yogurt? Now, yogurt is a food, yes, but the thing is that, yeah, but you will not get enough of the dose you need through food. That's why you need a very good probiotic, right?
Yakult and yogurt to my kids. I think, okay, I've done a little part which can help to boost their immunity system. But yes, I'm not aware about the exact dosage, what you're specifically saying.
Since you mentioned Yakult, a lot of people, when I do talks, they ask me about Yakult, and I frankly don't think so because it has sugar.
I agree.
And remember we talked about sugar, glucose, and we want a probiotic in its pristine capsule form, like really dosing it. Now, just think about it. If someone is sick and not feeling well and you go to a doctor, you are given a drug.
Correct.
You're given a drug. The doctor doesn't say, go and eat this vitamins, go and eat this food in very high doses. It's not going to be able to help you. You need a drug which is in high dose.
Correct.
To get you over that phase. Similarly, as a naturopath, I firmly believe that you need the right vitamins and herbs in the right doses to help you build to get over the phase. Because what you're getting through diet is just not enough, right?
Yes.
How many of you even eat 7 to 8 servings of veggies per day?
It's busy life. How much we are
so that's how many of you actually are eating organic?
I doubt.
So then how much nutrition do we even have? Which explains why cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure is so much more common now compared to 50 years ago. It's clearly because the quality of nutrition is depleted, which is why it takes me to, and I strongly stand that supplementation is very important. So good bacteria, colostrum supplements are also very important because colostrum supplements actually helps to raise your immunoglobulins and raise your immunity. Okay. And the idea is that, I mean, I started my whole family, my parents on it, is that you want to start now, not until you get the infection. Then it's a bit late, right? So gut protection, healthy food, going on a low BMI diet, a ketone and low carb diet. Okay. And then you also, so there are also specific herbs. Now,
okay. That's interesting.
You can do basic things like, again, as Indians, we say we take a 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder with black pepper.
Yes.
You can take tulsi in the morning with hot water and ginger paste to down it. Again, it is through a concoction you've made, but it's not going to be enough, but it's good to have it. Do it, right? But again, you want very good antiviral herbs that has high antiviral activity because we want to boost that. So that if we even, how do you know who is infected? Right now, there is no way to even differentiate between who has a normal flu and a coronavirus flu. So now, right now, some of us are staying at home and working, but how long are we going to be able to sustain that and work from home? So the moment you step out and you go into the train or you're taking a cab or something and someone has a flu and in this particular flu, a lot of people are going no symptoms also.
Oh. That's scary. I mean,
and some of them have shown symptoms after they go to the doctor, they're okay. But after 5 days, after 7 days, is when they started to feel. So you don't know. You could be caught right? So the idea is to build your immune and your defense. So they're very good antiviral herbs that you need to take. Take a very good multivitamin. For us, we actually measure the antioxidants. We can tell you that this vitamins is actually being absorbed in your body. That's what I prescribe to my clients and patients. Take good bacteria, good colostrum, and go and make sure, do you remember there's this Ramesh, he is actually a very top Channel News Asia political commentator, and he had diabetes and he was about to go on dialysis. Doctors gave him a wake-up call. So when he did the weight management program with me, in 2 weeks, his HbA1c just went down and he's off one metformin drug dose, half the dose. Now, he has done this 6 months ago. No one knew coronavirus would come now. Now he is so grateful that it is reducing his risk, right? Because he worked on it and he's lost that weight. If you want to catch it, I've done a Facebook Live with him on my Facebook. You can catch that.
Shared it in the network.
Yeah. So the whole thing here is to work on, do this now, not wait. Build your immunity. So besides the basic things like, making sure that you get enough sleep. Making sure that you are hydrated. Now, we'd say exercise is also very important, but right now there is a concern. Do you want to go to the gym and expose yourself to many people? So you could do some at home, or you could go in an open park where it's not so in an aircon environment as much as possible. You don't want to be in an aircon environment, right? Because remember, flu doesn't like two things, the coronavirus, it doesn't like two things. One is the sun and one is alcohol, right? So sun, heat is very good. And the other thing, that's right, I wanted to, before I forgot, now we remembered I said the virus breaks down the DNA. Now, for the DNA, we need strong supplements, very good vitamins, but we also need vitamin D. Because vitamin D also impacts your DNA. It modulates your immune system. Vitamin D is very, very important for cellular function and for white blood count. So what do? Sun yourself in the sun. 30 minutes of sun every day. Vitamin D, just grabbing the capsules now is not going to build the immunity. They have done studies. I was doing research. They have found that in pneumonia cases, now we don't, coronavirus is all about how the virus attacks your lungs. And you get pneumonia, right? That's why people perish, right? So there is another herb also that I specifically prescribe, and I've been using it to specifically protect the lungs because the virus is attacking the lungs.
Very true. So we make it secure.
Yeah. So now when we talk about pneumonia, right, and all that, so it's attacking your DNA, it's attacking your cells. Now, what happens is that they found that in normal pneumonia cases, subjects who had higher vitamin D recuperated much faster from pneumonia, general pneumonia. So unlike those who didn't have high vitamin D. So common sense would say you could use that as the same basis because coronavirus, you also have pneumonia, right? So vitamin D is very important as well.
That's a good mention, I must say, Ketki, because yes, there are so many steps and we have to be mindful of for everything. I suppose we should start planning our meets in sunlight in the garden somewhere so that we are getting...
So sunning also will make you less stressed. It gives you happy hormones, hydrating, sleeping well and exercising. But these are besides the point. Fundamentally, what goes in is going to improve your immune system. So when sun is very important. So honestly, besides a good diet and really getting the weight off,
yes,
there's a specific way. We're not talking about weight management. We're talking about fat loss.
Fat loss.
Okay. And then going on the right supplementation to boost your immune system.
That's the
Boost it. So, I've created protocols for people right now, and I've put my whole family on it because honestly, I don't want to risk this.
Very true. We want our family to be safe, family, friends, everybody. So yes, the supplementation factor is there, and Ketki has so much to share with us. So do write to us at Womenlines. We will share the email, and we will get you the right information, and you can get guidance from Ketki. Thank you so much, Ketki, for your time. And
most welcome. I hope it was useful. The chart was a bit, but I really
got so much knowledge. We got so much knowledge. That is important. And thank you so much for sharing such knowledge with us. Take care.
Thank you. Take care and be safe.
Be safe, you too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.